So we brought in $60,000 last month on just setups. I always was hoping and looking and, obsessing over like, what's that magic formula? I honestly feel like this is it.
Amber and Christin with Inspired Vibe, and we're going to do a case study today. So Amber, Christin, my first question for you is, what is it that you do?
We are a full-scale branding, marketing, and event production firm. We do branding marketing for small to mid-sized businesses and private, corporate, destination, and community events.
You do a lot of things. It's awesome. What is it that you guys were doing before you started working with us, and how was that going?
It was going rough. It was going fine for a while because we had a lot of referral business coming in. I think that families of entrepreneurs kind of have, a lot of entrepreneurs within their family. So that actually happened well for us, and we were doing really well, and they were needing a lot from us. Then after a while, it started to really slow down, thinking about wanting to scale our business and start growing exponentially. So we really had no plan.
And I want to add to that the referral circle, you get people referring other people who have a similar business where they're at size-wise or business life cycle stage. Referral circle was filled mostly with very small businesses, sometimes like one-person businesses.
And then now that you have injected these systems, processes in this model, what has that changed for your business?
Everything.
Mm-hmm.
I would say the first thing is a consistent stream of new opportunities. That's really critical for a couple of reasons. One, it allows us to see consistent revenue coming in, which then allows us to invest more in our team, which allows us then to make good hiring decisions. The other thing it's done, probably been the biggest impact for us, it has opened us up to businesses that I don't know how else we would have gotten in front of. And what that's done is it's actually made us recognize more of who we're a good fit for. Christin and I pride ourselves on trying to work with any business that comes in front of us because we have a huge heart for the business owners out there. As we continue to grow as a company and then continue to grow as a team, being in those larger environments where they have a greater need, a bigger need for what we do, so it's a bigger account, has been the game changer for us.
With getting these leads in, we had a lot of practice with what's working, what's not working, what are people responding to? What are we overwhelming people with and scaring them away? Yeah, you lose some opportunities in the beginning, but actually for us, we were able to circle back around with them. But in the beginning, we were really struggling with why do they feel stalled? And we were able to talk to your team about that and kind of, on the forum and talk to other people about, hey, this is what we're presenting. What do you guys think? And kind of work through some of those kinks and then circle back around. And now, we're winning that business that at first we weren't. We are closing deals faster. The system that you guys have laid out works. The disco call, the strategy session, and then the proposal. And Amber and I just talked about this the other day. We cannot deviate from that system. When we do, even though it's 3 hours of coffee and conversation and having a great time with fellow business owners, at the end of the day, okay, are we going to close some business here or not? And because we didn't follow the system, we're not close yet. So now we're having to circle back with those people again and go through the exact system. People on the receiving end, they appreciate the lines of questioning, the depth that we want to go into regarding their business. It all works.
In the beginning, we were like, especially if somebody would hit us on the DMs and basically place an order. They're like, I need branding and I need a website. And we would fast track. We did not win any of those deals. And somebody was literally placing an order, but something happened when we abandoned the process, and we now know why. And I would say too, with the increased amount of reps, right? If we're presenting 5 proposals a week versus back, prior to this, we were presenting 3 proposals a month. Our ability to optimize our whole process and look at what's working and what's not, and also who's a good client for us and who's not. We're getting into that space now. We're evolving from the everybody is a good client because we just need to get every client in the door that we can, to really recognizing and saying, this person is just not a good fit for one reason or another, being bogged down with the wrong client. But when you have more to choose from, it gives you that peace of mind to say, hey, this isn't a good fit.
Is there any like specific results or stories that are your favorite?
Some are going to be a little bit of a longer sales cycle because they take longer on their side. Again, it's just a super complex business, or they're just still figuring out what they want to do within their own business. But some of those finally closed, and then some of our other faster sales cycles closed. So we brought in $60,000 last month on just setup. This isn't monthly recurring revenue. Those will start to show up this month with those same clients, but just in setup, that was pretty awesome.
We officially launched our first campaign August 25th. It took all of September, all of October, halfway of November. But it wasn't instantaneous for us. A lot of the issue was us in our sales.
We had to do some work. We had put out all of these proposals, like I said before, and 5 of them in a row did not hit. What are we doing wrong? And what we found is that you have to show up, you have to do the work, you have to go back and revisit the materials that you guys provide. You have to be willing to be vulnerable and say, I'm bombing, like, what do we do? And then it quickly turned around, and it was actually really simple. We just needed to follow the plan.
If you were to just like summarize it, just your experience with us, the system, the results, if you were to just kind of summarize working with us and injecting this system into your company, how would you do that?
In summary, it's been the most comprehensive sales process that we've taken a look at. And it's not been something where, here it is, good luck with it kind of thing. Mm-hmm. It's also been that coaching along the way. It's the whole package. It's the whole comprehensive sales system, literally from prospect to cash collected.
Yeah.
And all the support along the way.
And you just made me think about an unexpected result of this, I think, is the confidence that we have in our ability to serve our clients. Just repeating yourself over and over again in those disco calls and the strategy sessions. We have business partners. So, I highly recommend getting business partners. I listen to her, she listens to me, and we have these aha moments like, yes, that's good. Like, that's so good what she said. And I think in the forum, you can get that affirmation and that feedback as well. So confidence, I think, is just huge. We really do have a good service, and we really do provide something that's different than other agencies. We've said it enough times now on these strategy sessions, and we listen to clients. We hear over and over again the same problems that we are prepared to solve. So our confidence is like through the roof.
Okay, my last question would be, if you were to talk to somebody who needs leads, they need to tighten their process, and they need this push to take it to another level, and they were on the fence about being in the program, what would you tell them?
Get on it. You're wasting time. Like, the time is now, because you're going to need to, like we said, work out the kinks. You're going to need to perfect your package. You're going to need to hear, objections and work those out and practice with those and stuff like that. So you're going to need, if you're like us, where you're like, we're a little psycho, when we lock in on something, we're like, all right, it's happening. Kennedy can attest to that. Uh-huh. She is as well. That's why she's amazing. But month and a half, if you're psycho like us, you're going to be making money.
Yep.
So,
and the other thing I would say is Christin and I are the owners of our business, and we put just as much time into this than anybody else, than Kennedy, because one, we knew we had to learn it. And so if you're that business owner who's out there saying, I don't have time to do this. Yeah, we did the modules on a weekend, because you're right. Mm-hmm. We don't have time. We don't have any time in our week to take on something new, but there was nothing more critical for us than to create a consistent stream of opportunities and revenue. Without that, then your business is always at risk and you're always anxious. It's not about having the time, it's about making the time and really making the commitment. And I just remember Kennedy there was 4 straight weekends where her and I did 2-hour coaching sessions to each other on prospecting. I would share my screen and she'd be like, how would you respond to this? And I was like, how would you respond to this? And we'd look back in the materials, and then we'd come up with a response, and then we'd look at, what they responded back in return. So it's just about making that time at the business owner level. Like, I don't know what else is more important.
Your attitude towards it, I think, are absolutely critical. If you're a salesperson, you have to do this. You want to be making a lot of money in sales, do this. Like I know, because I did sales for 11 years, I always was hoping and looking and, obsessing over like, what's that magic formula? I honestly feel like this is it.